vintage shopping. I always say that one person's trash is maybe another person's treasure. And you know what? You can come across some incredible finds at estate and even garage sales. Right now, Julie Maynard is going to show us some gorgeous vintage jewelry finds and how to look for it. Okay, welcome to the show.
Thank
so
you
glad
very
to have you
much.
here. Now, you know what I love about all this jewelry, before we start talking about it, is my late great-grandmother, she always wore jewelry like this. And so this actually is really sentimental to me because it reminds me so much of her, because she loved collecting these pieces. Now, how did you fall in love with collecting vintage silver jewelry?
Well, I got dragged from Dallas to Kentucky every year as a child, and we would stop at every antique shop between Dallas and Paducah, Kentucky, and I just became enchanted with the silver jewelry and started collecting it and eventually sold it, and that's how it all started.
You know, my parents both loved antique shopping, and I found some of my favorite, I love jewelry as well, and I found some of my favorite pieces at antique stores, and you would never think, I think jewelry lovers would never think to go to an antique shop where, you know, there's all sorts of random furniture, that they would find some great jewelry lying around.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you brought some books to just kick it all off, to talk about some of these great books talk about the Mexican silver and
the Navajo.
And that those are that's where the heritage of it all comes.
Yes, yes. And actually, William Spratling, who was a native of New York, went to Mexico City in the 1926 and sort of kick-started the silver jewelry market. There had been silver mines there for centuries, but he actually set up a studio. He was very popular, and he changed the economic and artistic site of Mexican silver.
Now, as far as economics are concerned, when it comes to this vintage silver jewelry, you were telling me that the price of silver is actually at kind of an all-time high, so it's a great time to invest in some antique
in the last 5 years,
jewelry.
in the last 5 years, it has risen from $4.79 a troy ounce to $48.55, and it's about $21 right now.
Wow. Okay. So when you head shopping, you've brought some, this is all your jewelry, I'm assuming.
Well, some of it's for sale and some of it's my personal stuff.
So what do you look for? Because a lot of these I see like kind of reoccurring themes with the turquoise or just the way they're designed. What do you look for?
Well, you actually look for the designs to see if they are classic pieces. And like this particular piece right here is petrified wood.
Oh, wow.
So you can date that to World War II because they closed the turquoise mines and took the copper out for ammunition. So that's that. And then these are called Fred Harvey pieces because Fred Harvey, who started all the hotels that went out west, he had the Native Americans make those bracelets for the souvenir shop.
Wow. Okay. And so who knew that souvenir shop jewelry
would then turn into be so? Yeah.
And then you've also have some like simple, just like brooches, necklaces, etc. Now, when we're looking, if some of our viewers are shopping for antique silver jewelry, how do they know it's authentic or that it's real or that it's worth something?
Well, partly it would be to know that your dealer is reputable and that you trust them, that they stand behind what they sell. All of the silver jewelry from Mexico will be marked either 925 or sterling.
Okay.
And then there's
that's usually the mark that's on like the ends, because I have some like jewelry
on the back side
some like
of it.
Tiffany & Co. silver that it says that on the inside. So it's that same 925 marking. Okay.
Yes. And basically just sort of having a feel for it after you look at it a lot of times and wear it and say, okay, well, this is silver because it has this look about it. Okay. So that's basically how you know. Now,
you've also brought some gorgeous, these also pieces that aren't necessarily silver.
Correct.
But have that same kind of feel, which I love. Now, turquoise, I think people always associate with silver. Why is that? Where do you think, is that just the way it was made back in the day?
Well, I think it just had a softer look about it, and it was a stone that everybody could afford. So, whereas you couldn't afford diamonds, you could afford turquoise with silver. So,
and you sell a lot of this jewelry. And where can we find you?
Well, I'm fixing to go to Santa Fe, New Mexico to do a show there. Okay. And then I also do one in Albuquerque.
Awesome. So. And we'll have all of your information, of course, on the The Broadcast website. That's thebroadcast.tv. Thank you so much for being here.